Occupy yourself with music, definitely the word, and a lot of information, especially what's going on the earth right now. So the lineup begins tomorrow morning with Patient Saints, and it'll carry it right on to the last show, which is Wisdom Crieth out outside of Austin.
Wake up to the Patient Saints, go ahead and grab your coffee. This truth is spreading across the globe. Our hidden history's alive with Deacon, take us through them times. Painted black faces right now, you know this not Jesus Christ. Raving the wolves, we prophesying in the fire booth. Bringing more fire, word to Deacon Malachi. You the ending in the lion's den. We got the current events, wisdom crying out at 9 o'clock. Come listen, we gon' set it off on Sundays.
All right. A mother says her son was sold by students in a mock slave auction. School district votes.
Sound out your vowels. Take your time. A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y.
District votes unanimously on action plan.
That was good. You said unanimously.
Hey,
Whoa.
That's a big word.
That was a good guess.
I can read, I can rap.
Bars.
I can read now.
read. He got a good public education.
Okay,
read now.
so you telling me that they had a mock slavery in school?
Yep.
I'm telling you, they make mockery of us.
Yeah, you said
So
that.
what? So go back to, let's see. Don't put on me. I want to see what. Let's see the article. Let's see where does this happen at first? North Carolina. Let me do some reading first. All right. North Carolina School Board voted unanimously Monday to approve an action plan after reported racial bullying in the district, including a student-organized mock auction of a black student. A group of parents and community members had called on the Chatham County School District to make changes after several reported racial bullying incidents at school in the district. See what happened? I'm going to tell you something. Here's those children that were being bullied, right? Mm-hmm. I can tell you for certainty, they didn't grow up in a household where they were being taught about slavery and the effects and what it did to us as a people. Right. I'm telling you, a lot of this generation don't know the severity. I've been in camp before and speak to young people. They even know we was in slavery.
Right.
I'm like, how the hell you didn't know? You never seen Roots? That was 40 years ago. They don't know. They don't understand it. So somehow these Edomites understand it because they're doing a mockery. Right. If the children who are of all people understood the atrocities, you wouldn't be, because I remember seeing it. The guy threw some cotton balls at him. Right there, you'd got laid. You got
pulled
laid.
out a belt and whooped him.
And all Jake should have jumped up and just wore him out for that.
Right,
but go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, but you know what it is. This is a narrative that they're trying to portray, saying, "Oh, they were being bullied." Because when you read on in the article, right, one of the little boy's mother, they interviewed her and they asked. She said she went to go speak to her son, and her son was like, "It's not a big deal. We do this all the time."
Right.
So that means that these black dudes, these black kids, were actually participating in it.
Right.
It wasn't like an activity that they were doing in school. They were doing this on their own time. Yep. And one of the kids was like, "You know what, man? Something may have transpired throughout the months," and they were like, "You know what? I'm a snitch on this thing." So these black kids, they were with the program. So I can't fully blast Esau. I blame these kids and these kids' parents for not educating them and for accepting it. Because if they would never accept it, right, this wouldn't be an issue.
Right. But the thing is these is the same kids that probably staying the night over their house, playing video games with them. Because what? They're trusting that same enemy who know their history. When they go home, the white man is telling them their history. They're going to tell them their history. You know what I'm saying? Right. But for us, for some reason, we want to not remember it, forget about it, leave it alone, forgive. That's that same, like Bishop always said, that same Christianity crack. At the end of the day, I guarantee that black families attending the same Christian church as those white kids. It always goes back to the Christianity church. That's what they're doing.
Watch this. Read it.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Trust, these young little Jake, they fully don't understand what slavery meant.
Right.
It wasn't enforced. I was like, forget, move on, don't talk about it, whatever. The old people are so destroyed mentally. And from the narrative, David, that you were saying that this was going, because I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the cotton balls being thrown. But for it to have been an ongoing joke, do you know, I'm telling you, my time, that would have never happened.
Right.
If you did it, you know the ass, that could never fly.
Right.
That's not even funny or a joke or nothing. Right. But this people now, because of, and I happen to agree with you, once again, Christianity is the culprit.
Right.
It's all this act like you forgive, turn the other cheek, mentality. So it says, let me see something real quick. It says, his sons, I'm sorry?
Azariah, I can read for you, Bishop.
I want to read. I need to practice. His sons I'm jumping now. Our sons experienced a slave auction by his classmates, and when he opened up, we were made aware that this type of stuff seems to be the norm, so much that he didn't think it was worth shit.
You see that?
Yo, his friends went for $350. Another student was a slave master because he knew how to handle them. You see something? Esau teach his kids. Remember, listen,
Exactly.
We sold these niggas in slavery. This is what you do. This is how you behave. They understand. They take pride. Let me tell you, when they see Roots and stuff like that, they don't see the atrocities of Roots, where they said, this is when we used to rule over them. This is when we had them like that. A nigga couldn't talk like they talk now. You better have pride in who you. That's why white people are very bold. Even do you know something? Do you know something in Esau? Do you notice that they are inherently dominant in their posture when they talk and when they behave? There's like they'll come here and say, "Oh, what's that you have there?" They don't know you from nowhere. Who was I with? Wait a second. I was with you. We was in the supermarket. You white woman just walked up. What did she say again? What are you looking for?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
We was in the middle of the aisle. She was at the end. She just walked down the aisle and said, "What are you guys looking for?" And I'm like, it wasn't like we was in a department store. We're looking for seasonings. Well, let me help. I'm telling you one thing with them. They pay attention. Right. You wear a shirt, they look and trying to read. What does that say? They want to know because they already have this dominating. And we as people, we have this subjective, afraid, inferior way. That we, something you get around Esau, you submit, your way you talk change. Hello, I do it. Let me tell you, we brainwash, we submit with madness.
And you know what? It goes back to the role that Esau has played in our destruction mentally, physically, as a people, as a nation. Can you get Proverbs 23:7? Because this is. When I read this article, I'm looking at it, and I was like, I need to unpack this, because what is the root of black kids rehearsing and reenacting slavery? Like, don't they understand the atrocities that happened to us in slavery?
Yeah, recreate it, and you be the slave master, like the Edomites be the slaves.
Like,
let's switch it up. Let's remix it.
Hey, go ahead, read that real quick. You got it?
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 7.
Read it out.
For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
So it's showing you that our young black kids, so-called black kids, which are the real Israelites, you so-called Hispanics, blacks and Native Americans today that are growing up, you guys truly believe that you're still slaves. And every time Esau has a chance to show you that you guys are slaves, he gonna show it to you, because they continue to believe and know that they are the masters over you.
Like, what happened yesterday? Remember
real quick before we go jump to that point you about to make, because they pushing critical race theory, right? What happened in critical race theory?
I was thinking the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? I thought they couldn't teach about black history and what we went through, but now today you see what they doing to us. They doing this slave auctions. They showing that they really don't care. It's beneficial when it's for them. But when it's for us, it's not.
Right, and it goes back to what Bishop was saying. Subconsciously, we always are going to have that slave master mentality when we're outside of keeping God's commandments. That's why it's pivotal for you guys to get out of the Christian church, get out of Baptist, get out of Islam, and come back, thus saith the Lord, to learn who you truly are, because you don't know who you are.
Right. And that's why it's so important for us to teach that Christ is a black man. Because every time they go to the Christian church, they look in the churches, they see a white image. So it automatically makes them submitful. We went to camp yesterday, and Jake, we was like, were we in slavery? He was like, oh, I don't believe that.
I don't believe that. Yep.
What did it take? It took for us to take pictures, show him the visual pictures and say, you don't know this? Then when he seen that, it snapped in his head like, damn, that is us. Damn, we did go into slavery. Imagery is very important.
That's some brainwash.
It's very important.
Hey, real quick, can I get Ezekiel 22:4? Just real quick. Just to show that Esau, like the point that Officer Day was bringing out, how they continue to mock us. They're not going to stop. It's 2022, and they still do these type of things, right? Read verse 4 and 5.
You said 22 and 4?
Yes, sir.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, verse 4. Bring it out. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself in thine idols which thou hast made, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and art come even unto thy years.
Read on.
Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen.
You see that? The Most High said he has made us a reproach unto the heathen, right? When they see us as a disgrace, a shame, right? Come on, read.
And a mocking to all countries.
Hey, what?
A mocking to all countries.
They're going to continue to mock us. It's not going to stop, right? Read.
Those that be near.
Those that be near, here in the United States of America, right? In your own city, come on.
And those that be from thee, far from thee.
And those that be far in Ukraine, they still mocking us, right? Read.
Shall mock thee.
Shall do what?
Mock thee.
Read on.
Which are infamous, and much vexed.
There you go. So they're going to continue to mock us no matter where we are. If we hear Ukraine, wherever we scattered, they're going to continue to mock us.
Message. That's a cold precept. Let's continue to read this article.
Nah, let's move on.
You want to move on?
I had enough of us picking cotton.
All right, let's drop that one. Let's go to another one.
I wonder if we could ever do a mock, like, what was it, in Europe, when we ruled, like the Dark Ages.
Right.
We could just have our foot in they.
Nah,
they don't talk about that history.
Hey, listen, we don't gotta do a mock. We keep these commandments. Guess what? We're gonna have our foot on their neck.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Let them mock. It's okay, because guess what? The Israelites is back on the earth.
That's right.
And guess what? We training our children. We're teaching our kids. We letting them know who they are. Our women are in order. We not no simps. So guess what? Y'all can mock all you want, but one day, the sky gonna crack, and you're gonna see a big black foot on your neck.
Damn.
Okay, so what's this? We got black man begging for his life, shot 20 times in ER.
Damn.
That don't make no damn sense.
You supposed to go to the hospital to have your life saved. You know what I'm saying? To get better health-wise. Right. This brother went to the hospital to literally get killed.
Right. But you know what's so heavy about that, right? That's why our people hate going to the hospitals. Like, literally, when I was young, I would break my arm, and I would be like, nah, I don't want to go to the hospital.
Because I may get shot 20
you know
times.
What I'm saying? Like,
for real.
I don't go for a damn cold.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm good.
You gonna get shot with
You
guns or get shot with a needle, one of the two,
something.
man.
You get a cold, you come back, they be like, yeah, he died off of coronavirus or whatever,
Hey.
the jab.
Hey, let me tell you something. This is an old, I don't know if you all want to try to find it, feel free. But this happened years ago in Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, New York. A woman went in saying she wasn't feeling well. She went to the emergency room. You know how they make you wait. You know, you have to write your number down or phone number, whatever. You give your number, you get a ticket. She got back up after waiting because New York is crowded. Said, listen, I'm feeling bad. When am I going to see a doctor? They said, ma'am, you have, and you know New York is how they are. You just got to wait. Wait your turn. And she waited. And after they cleared the whole hospital, you know, she was sitting there waiting in the corner, waiting a few times. They finally got to her. She was sitting dead in the emergency room. She died. Just sit up in the corner. They didn't even know. They thought she was sleeping. She died right in the emergency room. Damn. So let's see. Black man dies after being shot 20 times in the ER. So you're going to tell me shot 1 wasn't enough. Shot 2, 3. He needed 20 of them. Whatever he was doing, he needed 20 of those shots to stop it. What was he doing? Was he murdering people in there?
No, he was laying on the floor, Bishop.
And they was just shooting him?
Yep. He laying on the floor pleading for his life. You're going to see.
yeah, it's crazy.
Let's go.
Let's play.
Play it. You just got to hit that thing. There you go. And then you got to get like some volume too. Like
Sound, please.
Because I can't read lips. That's like some other stuff. There you go. There goes some sound.
I'm trying, Bishop.
Then we have to zoom.
Black man shot 20 times inside of the hospital. Inside of the hospital.
I got shot.
Damn.
Go to the video.
I almost had a heart attack. I was about to go to the hospital. I got shot 20 times.
He said you thought you got shot.
Damn. I was like, oh, shit. Let's go.
13 going back to 18 now.
You twist my arm, sir.
In your room 9, he's still got a gun.
Go. Get your hand up. I got it up. Get your other hand up. Okay. Now. Get it up. Get your hand up. Get your hand up now. Get your hand up now. Now. Get your hand up. I am, sir. I am. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really move.
I am, sir. I am, sir. I am. Can you just calm down, sir? Get up now!
911, 96.
I said I can't get up, sir. I can't get up. Get your hand up! I don't care!
Let go of it. Let go of it.
I let go of it, sir. It's on the floor.
Put your hand up now. Get your hand. Get your other hand up.
My other hand is up, sir.
Put it up above your head. Put it on your head. Get your right hand up. We're trying. Other hand, dumbass. Get your other hand on your head now.
I'm just scared of
your hand up.
I'm just scared if I move, you not gonna shoot me.
Put your hand on your head.
I'm just scared if I
put your hand on your head.
Put the gun down.
Put it down. Get your hand down.
Davey.
Let go of the gun and put both of your hands up.
Davey. Davey, if you take my spot, I'm gonna tase him.
Get your hand up now. Hand up. Dana, quit waiting to do it. I got you. Get your hand up. Cover, go. I swear to God, dude. Taser, taser. You're trying. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Come on now,
They killed
dog.
him. They put 20 bullets inside of him. Here's the update to that story. The coroner has now officially ruled it to be obviously a homicide, okay? Now, this happened in Columbus, Ohio. We've been following this, not on Indisputable, but we've been following this, and now we know some details that you should know. Miles Jackson, let's put up his picture with his family. He's the man that was begging for his life and killed inside of the emergency room at the hospital in Ohio. According to the police report, Jackson allegedly had a gun tucked into his sweatpants, and the gun reportedly went off. That's what's on the report, which does not mean he opened fire at all. It just means the gun went off. That's what the police report says. Now, a medical examiner has ruled Jackson's death a homicide and reported that he was shot 20 times and suffered wounds to his head, chest, and abdomen. Earlier the same day, let me tell you how we got here. Earlier the same day, Jackson was reportedly taken to the same hospital he was killed in, Mount Carmel St. Anne's Hospital. That's in Westerville, for some kind of treatment. He was in the hospital for treatment. But Jackson walked away from the hospital and was later found passed out in a nearby parking lot. He's having a medical issue, which is why Westerville police were called. According to the AP, after a pat down where an officer previously cautioned for rushing his duties missed Jackson's gun, those officers followed medics back to the hospital where Jackson was met by Columbus police because he had a city warrant. A city warrant, all right? That means it's probably a traffic ticket. It's a city ordinance. He had a city warrant. That officer and the Columbus officers who shot Jackson were all white, okay? Miles Jackson was shot 20 times. It really seems like there had to be another way. Of course, Back the Blue advocates are going to immediately argue the shooting was justified and Jackson asked for it, despite him repeatedly asking for the opposite thing. To others, this is a clear case of police brutality, which is why, according to AP, protests in Columbus followed the shooting. At any rate, the AG's office concluded its investigation of the shooting in August and decided to forward it to the Franklin County prosecutor, who will determine if charges are to be filed against the cops involved. Now, there's a clear double standard here. A very clear double standard. I would just highlight a couple. This week, Indisputable covered an armed man who went to a sheriff's office to arrest the sitting sheriff. That's in Florida. His name is Robert Abel. The sheriff is the only female elected sheriff in the entire state. Not only was he heavily armed in Clay County, he tried to arrest the sheriff. He had his guns on him. He had ammunition, he had knives, he had a change of clothes, he had medication. He even had meals prepared. They were able to disarm him through physical combat. They did not shoot him. They did not kill him. Remember the video you just saw, one officer, a young lady, wanted to engage in a non-lethal element during that situation. She said, hey, I would tase him. A couple of weeks ago, Indisputable covered.
All right, pause. So what's your take on it? I want to hear from Sam. Sam, what's your take on this?
So first, let's get Deuteronomy 28:66, because at first you could hear his voice. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear somebody's voice if they aggressive, if they mellow tone. You know, right. He sounded scared.
Right.
He really sounded genuinely scared. Like, you know, he was trying to talk to him like, you know, I don't really want to raise my hand because, you know, y'all might shoot me. Why? Because he sees it many of times that has happened before. On TV, news articles, the press, we get shot for no reason. It doesn't matter what we do. We put our hands up, boom, he's trying to shoot us. So he was genuinely scared. And this is why. Deuteronomy 28:66.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 66.
Bring it out.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
So this is a curse that will happen to the Israelites, so-called black people, black Hispanics and Native Americans. It says what again?
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Hang in doubt. You at the ER and police are coming at you. You don't even want to obey them because even if you obey them, you still might die.
And he did.
Our life is in doubt because of all these atrocities. Read on.
And thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
We don't have no assurance of our life. What do you expect us to do at this point? You know what I'm saying? What should we do? Because even if we do put our hands on our head or whatever, we're going to get shot 20 times.
Right.
And die.
What they need to do is keep God's commandments. That's what you need to do. But you know what's so crazy about it? That time and time again we see this happen. The police, they just use, he got a gun. You been knew he got a gun. They just use that as a scapegoat to shoot him, to justify it. You been knew he had a gun when you walked in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they wait till they see it and be like, oh, I see it, shoot him now.
Because they know that they're on camera.
They know they're on camera.
It's tactics that they're using.
Right.
Right.
They have to say that to justify why they're doing it. So they say, you know, if you notice, there was two vantage points. You seen the first vantage point where they were behind him with guns, then the other vantage point where you seen them behind it on the door, with a female cop. So you have cops on both ends. So when you scream, he has a gun, the other cops that can't see you, they're gonna start firing. Everybody gonna start firing at that same location. Mm-hmm. But I do want to say something. I'm gonna read a couple things. I know you all gonna say, "Damn, Bishop, you hard." All right, we know Esau's the devil. But, bring it out. Go to Isaiah 3. Y'all gonna hate me for this. I want you to go back to that brother's image. Go back to his picture. Go back in this thing. Find in the beginning of this video, they show his image with his woman. 3 and 9. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 9.
Bring it out.
Or 12.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, 9 is a sodomite.
Yeah, 9.
9?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them.
The show of his countenance does witness against him. Look at this dude. This dude got tattoos all over his face.
Put his picture up, please.
I mean, y'all, you got to understand what you're working with. He looked like a criminal. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he is a criminal or he was a criminal. I'm just telling you, that's the fashion of this world.
Right.
You look like that.
Bishop,
Give me Sirach 19. Yep.
Bishop, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even for me, as you know, as an Israelite, when I see another Israelite with a tattoo in his face, I automatically think he's crazy.
Yeah, he gang banging, whatever he's doing.
Automatically.
Yep. Yeah. So his kindness does witness against him. Give me that Sirach 19. You know what I'm talking about?
29.
That's it.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19, verse 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him.
Right. So without speaking to him, just by his look, you already make an assessment of what you're thinking. Now, trust me, I don't trust Esau, and I believe that it was excessive in this. But on face value, based on the climate in this world, how it is, that's why I be telling my sons, these kids love to walk around with do-rags on all day. Here's another thing, sidebar. I don't understand that. You cut your hair to get waves, right? And then you wear do-rags all day. You never take it off. Nobody ever see the waves. I don't understand why you do it for it. And you just wear it all day, and then you take it off to get your hair cut to put it back on. Y'all Negroes stupid.
They waiting for the right time, Bishop.
They never take it off.
Yeah, they know
They
they
gotta
got
take it off to somebody important.
Their damn head smell like feet.
Look at them. Look at
Anyway,
them. Look at them.
sweaty ass head. Anyway, here's the point. So as a cop, I'm telling me as a cop, if I'm seeing a guy and I'm driving by and I'm seeing him with a do-rag, with a hoodie, I tell myself, stop walking around hoodies in your head in school.
Right.
You look a certain way. So as a cop driving by, I see you in a car with a do-rag on, they're like, pull this dude over. Right. They already make an impression of you, but you young people is too damn stupid. I'm telling you straight up, you too damn, you think you know until that hot ass lead lick your backside, and then reality gonna hit you. That's what you'll be thinking, the old ones, they be, okay, all right, go figure out your way. So back to this dude. Look at his face. Tattooed up in life. You think he's getting a job at Tesla? You think he's gonna be an engineer at what do you think he's gonna do? His job limitations. Listen, at best he might get a job overnight at Waffle House. Right. I'm sorry to say it, real talk. That's what he looked like. So then we want to get on Esau, even though they deserve what they get. But come on, man, let's don't be ignorant and be like, no, read this. 19 and 30. 19 and I can't see it. 29?
29 first. Yes,
Yeah.
Sirach, chapter 19, verse 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
So the way you look, the way you behave is going to show who you are. You got a do-rag on, you got your pants sagging, you got tattoos on your face. They automatically say, listen, can I tell you now? This is, and what I'm about to say, trust me, I know I could be wrong. And if I am, Lord forgive me. But that dude looked like he did enough dirt in his life and other things. He just didn't get pinched for it. And that's how life is. You know, people be sitting in jail for stuff they didn't do, but they did a whole lot of dirt. It just equals out. You didn't get pinched for that, but you got this. Trust me, I don't think he's right now on an honor list for oncology at Baylor. I don't see that. I don't see that in him.
Right.
This dude looked a certain way, and the cops see that. And if, we already saying, look, how you look. How you think an Edomite cop gonna think? Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right. Yes, sir.
So whatever, And let me go back and finish my point. Okay, and then he's in the hospital with a pistol. Now, everybody act like, whoa. Okay, now I'm gonna show you something based on, and this could be wrong too. What they saying? They say he had a pistol in his waist. That's nigga shit. Mm-hmm. It ain't like he got a holstered pistol. Right. He's in his waist, and he's in the hospital with a pistol. Come on. If you're walking around like that with a pistol, it's because you got people looking for you doing something wrong in your life. Right. So listen, Esau got enough that they do wrong. But I'm not going to hang this solely on them in this case. Nah. It is what it is.
And Bishop, to back up your point, because like the normal thought process would be like, oh, pity the brother. And like you said, we got to understand everything is of the Lord, right? Give me that in Psalm chapter 17 and verse 13.
Before you read that, I do want to say this. Yes, sir. Bishop said this earlier. You see that brother, the way he is smitten with madness to look like that. And that is the result of the atrocities that happened to his people. These are the effects of happened to people. So Esau created that kind of monster look right there, that monster in him. And then now they're going to kill the creation they made. You understand that? He's like that because of that. Because of what happened to his people, that's the reason why he's smitten with madness. And look, I'm telling you, look, he got a family, he got his children, he got a daughter, sons. So he has a family.
Right.
But the street still got a part of him. Still got him. And because he's running around with a pistol in his waist in the hospital, now those kids are going to grow up without a father. And what? The cycle continues. What you going to read now?
Yeah, read that real quick. Just to land back off Bishop's point, because we're quick to blame Esau, not knowing that the Lord's hand is in everything. Everything goes through the Most High. And watch this. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
So the wicked is the Most High sword. So as us being the children of Israel, that's how he corrects us. This is an example for us. So you brothers in the world to repent. Start keeping God's commandments. Come out of that street life, because that's the end result. Is either prison or death. That's what it is. All right.
Okay, I want to read something. We had a comment, brother on here named Chris Blue said, either way, Esau is a hypocrite to his own laws and constitution. Chris, I happen to agree with you there. Guns are not illegal, and clothes are freedom of speech. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, because we know guns are not illegal. But do you really think that was a licensed firearm he was carrying? Come on, if I had to be a betting man, it's not. And clothes is a freedom of speech. Then, Chris, if you want to, you could throw on a tight skirt and walk around in heels. It's a freedom of speech. No, there's certain things you just don't do. We in captivity. We don't run this. There's a certain way you move. So, that freedom of speech, Chris is saying that Esau is a hypocrite, which he's right. But then he's touting Esau's laws by freedom of speech.
Right.
Come on, man. If you know he's a hypocrite, then you know there's not freedom of clothes of freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, you wouldn't walk around half naked and look like dots, and that's all right. It's a freedom of speech. You holding up the same thing you say is hypocrisy, Chris.
And you know why that's such a scapegoat and that's such BS? Because if clothes was a freedom of speech, right? So next time you have an interview, Chris, go in there with a do-rag, saggy your pants, and whatever clothes you want to wear and see if you get the job. We understand that there's no such thing as freedom of speech and freedom for us. The only freedom that we have is unlocking our mind through this Bible. But the way things are set up is set up like that for a reason. Even when I was in elementary and middle school, I couldn't go to school the way I wanted to dress. They said, nah, you got to wear brown khakis and a white button-up. And if you don't, you suspended for 6 days.
Right.
So that's BS. Ain't no such thing as freedom of speech, bro.
Yeah, but again, I do think the cops were excessive. I think it could have been de-escalated differently, because I didn't see him from his conversation, the way he was moving, like you were saying. It didn't seem aggressive. He had one hand up. He said his other hand must have been injured. He couldn't get it up. So they could have de-escalated. But why would you expect that from Satan? Satan's not going to de-escalate it. No. Right. They listen. They hungry for blood. So we happen to agree, but he got to take some of that accountability himself. You could have mitigated that if you wasn't walking in there with a pistol in your waist.
Exactly. In the hospital.
Come on, man.
Get Proverbs 1 and 20. Just to go into further how Bishop was saying, you pretty much asking for it when you do certain things. We're going to start at 20 just because, this is wisdom crieth out.
That's right.
Read that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. Mm-hmm. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her word, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
So again, how long are we going to love simplicity? We should know, like Bishop was bringing out, you're not going to be able to get certain jobs and, be certain places or treated like such if you have tats all over your face, you always wearing the do-rags, pants sagging, your car is even a certain type of way. You got the big spinners, everything tinted. You can't see nothing in the car. You're going to be profiled. You already black, but you making it worse.
Right. And then you asking for, why we don't get justice. There's no justice for us. You didn't figure that out yet? Right. How many people got killed by cops already and you still thinking they're going to be justice? Right. No, you better, listen, these commandments will give you wisdom and teach you how to navigate amongst your enemies, how to move, how to speak. So when I'm driving, cops, I'm older now, so I'm not they won't pull me over, but you pull me, I'm good. Yes, officer. How can I help you? So you come. I turn on a news channel. Put up friggin' whoever it is. 10 wins. That's New York. But anyway, I put on and I'm like, yes, officer. How can I help you? License registration. Absolutely. You know, I pulled you over. Whatever reason you pulled me, it must be a good reason, officer. It must be a good reason. Yeah, no problem. Right there, you think I'm gonna make you judge and jury in the street? You know why I pulled you over? Obviously, officer, no, I don't. But I'm assuming it has to be a good reason, officer. How can I help? What do you need from me? Your ID, whatever you think. I'm trying to get up out of there. You know, can I search your car? Absolutely, officer. Feel free. You know, give me a handcuffs. I'll put it on myself. Search the car. I don't give a shit. And after I want to get up out of here, yes, sir, you to death. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Because right then and there, I'm not trying to get shot. I'm not trying to prove a point. Why you doing that for? Why is this for? See, this is what I mean. Nigga, hold this lead. Right. And then you think you stood for what? Come on, I'll catch you on the other side when the kingdom come. On this side, you going to win on this side.
Right.
But not on that side.
It's because our people are stuck in that trick bag believing that they do have freedom of speech.
Man,
and that their opinion really matter. Listen, Negro. Your opinion does not matter to the white man. It never will, never has.
I had a cop pull me one time. I had a cop. Well, first let me tell you, I got a cop pull me when I was back in New York. Was it New York? Or Florida, whatever I was. Anyway, he pulled me over, and as he's coming out of his car, I took the key out the car, and I put the keys on top of the hood of the car. And he walked up and he said, license registration. So I gave it to him. I said, here you go, officer. He said, why did you put the keys on top of the car like that? I said, because I know you got a dangerous job. I know every time you get this car, you're trying to get home to your family. And I want you to feel confident with me. You're going to be all right. You know what he did? You know what he did? He said, here's your license registration. Get right back to me. He said, here you go. Just get right back like that. I said, you be safe out there and get home safe. He said, you too. A white cop.
Wow.
And I was speeding. He just
wisdom.
Hey, come on. Oh, you want me to go? Why you see? There's the oppression of the white man. Nothing, bro. Please, with wisdom, you better get understanding.
But Bishop, the saddest thing about this is because I see it, and I'm to a degree, I'm like, damn, that's still our people. But you know what they're gonna do after this? They're gonna go march. That's what they're gonna go do. They're gonna go march for a weekend. They're gonna do the same stuff except come back to God's laws. That's what it's
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Overcome someday. We gonna overcome when we keep these commandments.
That's right.
That's right.
Go sing a gospel hymn song, and they're gonna light your black behind them. So, and if you think that I'm leaning too much and being in favor with the white cops, go out there and try your way and see how it works.
Act like a nigga, see what happens.
I'm telling you, young ones, take them do-rags off your head, move them around. I'm telling y'all wait for them to light your behind
message.
Take them. I be telling them, you walk on do-rags all day. I'm saying you wait for them.
Bring it out,
you look like you belong on First 48. I'm telling you right now.
Bishop, you know what's crazy
What's
that I know in Israel we be battling a lot of spirits, sins, adultery, things like that. That's in brothers that are trying to keep the commandments.
Dude said Bishop could hold a note. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. What you said now? I'm sorry.
What I find interesting is that we keep feeling bad for these people like we're talking about, right? Can I get a precept real quick?
Let's go.
Let's go to Romans 13.
Yeah, bring it out. Put it back in and bring it out again.
We talk about it all the time, but let's start at verse 13 and 1. We'll just read down through it real quick.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
So we already know God is the ruler of all these things. He's got the whole world on lock, right? So what's happening is he set the white man up over us, like Officer brought out earlier, to be the belt to keep us in check, right? Go ahead, read on.
Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resists the power, the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
So when we don't get in order like what the leadership is bringing out here, we are actually resisting what God has already set up over us, which is our captivity. We're supposed to just be quiet, don't say nothing, just obey, comply, and do what you need to do. Now watch this.
So, officer, before you go on, so let me ask you this. So you're saying when we don't listen to the white man and we try to think we could do our own thing, that's going against what God says?
That's right. That's absolutely right. And that's something we don't understand, especially when you don't have these commandments. Mm-hmm. We get real confused on that. Great point, officer.
Go ahead, finish that off, officer.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
And that's the point right there. They're not going to be a terror to good works, which is what? Keeping the commandments of God. They're going to terrorize you when you're going contrary to what God wants you to do. So I don't know what the brother's doing. I'm not going to assume anything, but I just know in Israel where brothers actually keeping the laws, they be wicked as hell too. So this brother has no laws. Ain't no tell if he's selling to his people. Is he committing adultery on? We don't know what's going on past these pictures, right? And God he's dealing with them because God is the one that puts everyone in the ground and brings everyone up, right? Finish that out?
Yeah, man. Okay, finish it.
Oh, but go ahead, Bishop.
No, finish it.
Verse 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
You better be afraid, read.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
If you do good according to the word of God, you're going to be all right. Like Bishop was saying, you get pulled over, hey, I ain't got time for this. I know I'm trying to go home to my family. You have whatever, man. I'm not trying to prove a point. I don't got pride on me like that where I'm going to lose my life to prove a point because I should have freedom of speech. Nah, that's stupid. So keep the commandments and live.
Hey, two things. One, you ever notice with Jake when police is harassing them and trying to arrest them, Jake be doing this, put the camera, pulling away like this, pulling the shoulder away. That's resisting arrest, right? Here's the point. I don't understand why why you doing? If you're gonna go, you might just go out all out. Pulling your shoulder ain't gonna stop them. They don't go. You know, if it's between us, oh, they'll kill. Like me and you beefing, we'll kill each other. A cop is harassing you unjustified, and all you do is pull your shoulder out. I told a thug, man, you should just shoot him dead then. And it'd be on the run. What's pulling your shoulder gonna do? Nah, man, big doobie. Nah, why you doing this? But he like, why you doing this? Why? I'm telling you, man, you all playing games, man. But secondly, I want to say about this family real quick. It's a sad story.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, this woman was without her husband and the father of her children. Because those look like all his kids. Like they had a family. And because their minds is not instructed in the laws of God, that this brother lost his life on something that could have been prevented if he had wisdom and know how to navigate. So it's imperative for us to hit these streets and teach all people, or you're going to lose a lot more people just for senseless stuff like that, you know? Yeah.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. Iuic has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. Iuic, we deliver the truth.